And another good evening, fellow YouTubers, fellow reloaders, fellow enthusiasts, fellow everything. This is the third and final video for tonight because I'm running out of medicine and I have to go out and walk. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. This is an unbagging from our friends at M-Carbo. And this has, oh, I love it, made in the USA. Love it, love it, love it. I have a few stickers. I don't want to pull that off. I will keep that. I will put it on a magnet. There's a couple things in here, and maybe the best way to open this is maybe with scissors. So let me do scissors so I don't cut. I think there's like 3 different things I ordered in this package. And part of my stacking the order was because of shipping. You know, when you pay, $10, $12 to ship one item, and you pay $10, $12 to ship 3 items, I'm dollar cost averaging my items because my shipping charge will hurt otherwise. So here's my paperwork, which you don't care about. And here are my items that appear to be stuck to some of the inside. All right, so my original intent for purchasing this M-Carbo kit was not these things. It was this particular set of 3 springs. And this is a SIG p320 trigger spring kit. And if you've ever watched how to replace these particular 3 springs, this one, essentially your guide rod spring, or what is considered the guide rod spring, or the fire, not necessarily the fire control group, but the fire pin, what houses the fire pin, a captured spring. This one's a piece of cake. These 2, not so easy. You have to take the entire fire control group apart, literally down to the very, very last piece, and then put those 2 springs on. If you've watched, it's a 30-minute video from M-Carbo, so I would not even attempt to show this on video. So this would be, here are the springs. And then my second video would be here's what how they interact with the 320 after they're installed. So my 320 has a 4-ish, little over 4-pound trigger pull, not heavy, especially when I think the one on the demo video is like 5.5 pounds, closer to 6 pounds, and it comes down to about 3 pounds. So if I can get my 4 and change trigger pull down to 2 and change for my 320, that would be kind of cool. So as I was, putting this in my cart, I accidentally, which means divine intervention, saw this kit. And this kit, I thought, oh, that's too cute. That's too cute. This kit is your firearm and feed ramp polishing kit. So you've got your little black gloves, a little tiny cute amount of flits in a cool little tin can. And then you've got these polishing heads for your Dremel that go on, that polish your feed ramp. And when I saw this, I also happened to see, the 10 extra bullet-shaped felt polishing bits. And I thought, well, you can't have this pack without this pack. So, when you add everything up, the shipping, so these 2 things, this I think was 20 bucks. These were like 10 and 10. It made shipping a little more palatable when you consider how much shipping was. So the real focus, I guess, was picking up this spring kit. Whether I'm going to do this spring kit is another issue because taking that fire control unit apart is looking like a pretty big deal. So I would probably have to have a lot of tea. I don't know if I do it in the garage because Murphy's Law says some little unique spring would go boing. And we all know when something is in the garage and it goes boing, it launches into oblivion. never to be seen again or found. So And there's no shortage of feed ramps that need to be polished, but I thought, you know, how cute, how cute. So we have our little microfiber cloth. Oh, look, and it's Dylan blue. Isn't that cute? Yes, it matches my Dylan press. So we have a Dylan blue. We have 3 bits, and then we have some black nitrate gloves. You know, black gloves matter. And then we have our M Carbo Flitz metal gun polish, non-abrasive, 1/2 ounce. Oh, and it's got a nice little screw-on cap, and it looks very fresh. And we're just going to put that right back where it was. And that's a lifetime worth of Flitz if anybody has used Flitz. So we will put this in probably one of the cleaning kits, maybe, or maybe it'll go somewhere else because polishing the feed ramp isn't really a cleaning kit kind of activity, but it's good to have the bits and bytes of things for your smithing activities, all in a very easily found place. That easily found place for me is any of my cleaning kits. And, you know, have you ever noticed things never go back the way they were intended to go back? So that will look not quite as good as it did when I opened it, but kind of good enough. So we'll put our little 3Bs there. We'll seal this back up. And I don't know that polishing a feed ramp would be a video, because that's probably something everybody's done to some degree or another. But I thought, you know, hey, for the few bucks that was, and the money spent on shipping, why not make it a little better, bigger bang than just buying the spring kit for the P320 trigger pull reduction. So again, that might be a second video if I decide to do it, and maybe I will show doing a feed ramp polish at some point. Who knows? In any case, it's time for a walk. Take care, folks. Later. Good afternoon on this cold, very rainy, wet weekend afternoon. Reloading Bench back with you once again, fellow YouTubers, and we are going to take the plunge into attempting to replace these 3 springs in this SIG p320 to change the trigger weight from its current pin 10 rounder. We are unloaded, and we are going to do, let's do 3. Okay, that was 6.5. There's no way that's a 6.5 pound trigger. Coming in at 6. Sure doesn't feel like 6 when I shoot it. Whoops. 6 1/4. Okay, so we're averaging 6, 6 1/4, 6 1/4. One more. And that is just under 6, 5 3/4. Okay, one more. The last. All right, and that's coming in again right at 6. So we're anywhere from 5 3/4 to 6 1/4 trigger pull on this bad boy. And this is purely a rain. It sure doesn't feel like that when pulling it too. That's a shame. Okay, so the goal today is to replace at a minimum this firing pin spring, captured firing pin assembly, whatever it's called. And then I'm not really looking forward to these 2 springs, because in order to replace that, you have to take this entire fire control unit apart down to its very last component. And the video for assembly, disassembly by somebody who knows how to do these 3 springs is 27 minutes. So that means for somebody like me who has no clue what they're doing, it's probably going to be more like 270 minutes, multiples of how long it took the guy who knew what he was doing. So I'm going to take this in steps. I will do the captured firing pin spring first because that seems to be the easiest. And then I'll come back and do a trigger pull test to see where we're at. And obviously, because of YouTube's new rules of undefined rules of what you can't do until they tell you that you can't do it, I will not be doing this on screen. I will tell you what I'm going to do. I'll show you the parts, and then I will show you the completed activities as opposed to trying to disassemble this real time. So more to come.